Hey, this is Guido coming at you with a tactics talk. Let's talk scouts. So a lot of players have problems with the personal missions and just playing the scouts in general. And a lot of times we'll show tier 8 battles, tier 8 scouts with these massive spotting games, 8,000 spotting and all these kind of things. But a lot of these players that are having issues with it are going to be your newer players, and they're going to be running around in their tier 6 scouts. And it gets very frustrating down at the tier 5 and tier 6 scout area if you really don't know what you're doing. So let's talk low-level scouts and some things you can do. It'll obviously apply to all the scouts that are out there. But for the newer players who can then kind of replicate some of these things, they're running around in their tier 5 and tier 6 scouts. So what I've got here is a battle on Malinovka. It's an encounter battle. Pretty good team, so that's obviously going to help us out. But I'm running here in my Type 64 Chinese. It's a premium scout. I've got a pretty good crew. But even if you're running a regular tier 6, they're all fairly comparable down there. And if you're running with a perk or two or a skill or two on your crew, you can pretty much do more or less what I'm doing here with your scout, tier 6 scout, even as a newer player. And I run Binocs, and I've got a camo net because I like to do a lot of passive. That's just a personal preference. I would say that most of your best players don't really run it this way. But down at the tier 6, I think this works pretty well. So we are in Malinovka Encounter. So that's going to be a little bit different than the regular Malinovka. There's a little bit less scouting opportunities with this setup than there is on a standard battle, but I'll show you what I'm going to do. As we're counting in, my plan is then I am going to move up into these trees right here and try to spot anyone who's trying to get up this hill and who gets a little too close to the edge, or anyone who's running around down here. A lot of times scouts from this side and from the north spawn will run into these buildings, kind of do a pass real quick. They're trying to light up our guys going up this hill, and we're trying to light up their guys going up that hill. So I'm going to do what I really like to do, and that is get into a bush and do some passive work. Now if the leopard runs out in front of me, then I'm probably not going to see a bunch. Or at least I'm not going to get the spotting for it and the damage for it. I picked this little tiny bush. Not really the greatest bush. I would say probably that one over there to my left where there's 3 of them together is probably a better bush. I'm actually looking at it as I'm thinking about it because it's been a long time since I've really gone to this spot. But you can see I'm already spotting for the KV-85. That guy's taking some damage, and I'm racking up the spotting damage. You can see that a lot of my team is headed up the hill, and I've got a bunch right behind me who are taking shots at the guys that I'm looking at. Notice I was looking at the leopard, but I did not shoot. Don't be that KV-1. He just drives right by me. He actually ran into me. He's going to hurry up and go out there and die. Actually, there already fires at where he was. So the leopard goes down. That's good for me. That's a guy that's got good spotting. And I'm pretty much done there. I've done more or less what I can do. The KV-1's going to get any of the spotting anyway. He's going to run out there and die. So I'm going to back out and let's go back up to the hill. I see that there's a SU and an HTC, which has gone up the hill, and we've got quite a few players up there as well. So I'm going to come up here, and I've switched from a passive to more of an active role. I'm going to come up here because I am very mobile, and I know those are TDs who don't have turrets. I'm looking to get in behind them and do some damage. It doesn't look like their IS or anything else has pushed up with them, and that is not a great idea. You'll notice later that their IS is camping hard. Had he come up to the hill, this would have been very much different. But he has decided to camp. So I'll come over here. I'm actually going to auto aim. Shoot the SU as I go by a couple times. Another hit. I'm actually going to miss right here. He dies, and now let's do the HTC. One shot right into his engine. I get rammed. Light him on fire. That's helpful. And we'll kill him off. Alright. So now I know they got arty, and I've been kind of stationary for a while, so I'm just going to sort of wiggle around here. There are a number of bushes up on this hill where you can get some good spotting from. This is one of my favorite ones right here, especially for a little scout. You can get up into this bush and start taking guys on. So now I'm getting a little more spotting damage. It's possible that the Skoda was actually spotting that guy. And I'm going to switch to more of a passive role again as we start taking shots on these guys. And just using this bush here, because I'm not being spotted, I'll go ahead and take some shots in there. Add a little bit more damage and get up in here. So what I need to do is pull in here eventually once I get done shooting. And I'll start looking for some more passive damage. So I can get up into this bush, stop, and you'll see my binocs hook off here in a minute. Kill off this stug who's trying to get away. And I'm paying close attention to whether I'm going to get spotted here. Can be a little bit dangerous. If they had anybody with any really decent spotting, me shooting in that bush may have actually been a problem. But I've been there for a while, taking quite a few shots, and no one spotted me. And you can see that I'm really swinging my camera around. I'm trying to look in all directions. See if I've got any shots. See if I'm lighting anything. But something's probably going to have to change here because I'm not seeing anyone. That 34, the T-34, and the T-30-45 are not showing any interest in poking out. And I know we need to get rid of this IS. He's the big problem. Got a Saint Mill moving up. That's only 3 of their tanks that we know where they are. That leaves 1 unaccounted for, and of course the Arty. So we'll wait a little bit, and now I'm contemplating my move. Here I go, and my plan is then to move down off this hill, coming down this ramp here, and then get into this little flat area, which I'll show you. This is a decent place to come down here. I go full reverse. Unfortunately, I get myself sideways and detract myself. I could have fixed it. I took a bit of a chance, hoping that I wasn't spotted, and I let it just fix with repairs instead of burning my repair kit. If I don't have to, I don't want to burn it. Ideally, I didn't come off that and get myself sideways. So I'm staying in this low-lying area here so I don't get spotted by the IS. And my plan is to get up into these bushes here on this little knoll, which is a pretty good spotting position. And I'm going to get seen pretty quickly here, taking a bit of a chance, just shooting this guy as much as I can. And then back up, there's the T-34. And I get hit by the 30-45. Good thing I had my kit because I'm able to fix and back up. And now I'm just avoiding Arty. The T-34 died. I'm doing my best to avoid the Arty. I know that 30-45 is up in there somewhere. There's the Arty. He fired. So just give it a little wiggle. I'm going to jump into this bush right here and attempt to do a little bit more passive scouting, get my binocs burning. There goes the Emil. Hey, there he is right there. And unfortunately, I shoot him and then I move, and he actually doesn't spot me. I could have stayed there, but rather than take the chance of being spotted and nuked, I stick and move. And I just noticed that the KV-1S is trolling around behind us, and that's where 3 of our tanks are. So I'm going to come back this way. Let's take out this isolated KV-1S, and then we'll come back at the guy that's hiding in the bushes down there and his Arty buddy. There he is, KV-1S. This is not going to be my spotting damage here. Somebody else is seeing him. The ARL's right up on him. And we get rid of that guy. Now I can swing back to the 30-45. You see I've used a combination of passive, a bit of active, and it's all going to add up. Now, I knew that the JP was sitting back there kind of keeping that 30-45 honest, so I wasn't too sad about moving away from him. Well, he kept him pinned down. Now I'm coming back. Let's try to find where this guy is. I'm going to get into these bushes. Pause for a second. Let's get the binocs cooking. See if I can't burn through the guy's camo and find him. But I do not see him, so I'm going to back out of here. Take a few looks. Nope, nothing going on. Let's get out of here. Let's go backwards instead of just blazing at him. And I'm going to get back onto this little knoll right here. Here comes the T-25 randomly shooting. Don't know if he was shooting at me or what. Ah, there he is. And we'll just take him down. I'm lit. He's trying to get a shot. I end up killing him. And let's start moving for the Arty. I'm moving laterally from left to right, or right to left is best. I know the Arty's down in that little hole somewhere down there. This is probably a little too straightforward here. I bet I was still lit, so a few zigs and zags would have been nice. I see that. Holy cow, his gun's pointing right at me. Let's go ahead and get some more lateral movement here. And the T-25 just raging right in there on him. He'll reload, get a shot. I'll auto-aim and snake the last shot in there with the kill. So it ends up being 4 kills. 1,959 damage, and something like, I want to say 2,000 spotting. There'll be a patrol duty involved and an ace tanker in the Type 64. So there's a good example of a way to do quite a few of the light tank missions. That would have covered quite a few of them, especially the lower level ones where it's not as much spotting damage is required right there. But a combination of passive, a little bit of active, back to passive, whatever the situation warrants at the time, and just staying alive as a scout, you can knock out those missions too. All right, we'll catch you later.